right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee. Each and every time. Do you like the mug? I got this recently, actually, for only a couple of bucks. Went to a consignment shop that just opened up in town. And believe it or not, your eyes do not deceive you. It is me again, because if you're wondering why, Dusty's not here. Um, that we just posted a video, or should I say, I posted a video about the last 30 minutes. And it's called What Did You Find in an album cover? And we are turning it into a thread video. That's right, where you guys can tell your stories about what you found goofy in an album cover. James, how you doing? Good to see you, Moonracer. It's always great to see you. And like I said in the title here, Sunday Surprise Power, Psycho Power Hour. That's a lot to say in one breath. Are you going to stop being a diva? Are you going to come up here for a minute or what? You've been kind of like being real goofy. Come on. Ugh, whatever. She's being goofy. Yes, I did. And I hope it's okay. I hope it's going across okay. This is a new set of headphones, is what I did. Is it going all right, everybody out there? Satan, everybody's you guys sounding, is it sounding loud and clear? Are you going to knock it off? Damn you. You're making me mad. Now you're just making me mad. That's what I figured. You know, you have to make a cameo appearance if you expect to get your cat treats. Okay? Do you want your royalty statements? It's loud, but a little tinny. Well, I can turn it down, I think. Let's see. Let's see if I can adjust this accordingly, shall we? Let me drop it down to that. Does that sound a little better? I dropped it down about 20%. It's not tiny. It's not tiny. Jasmine Night Dreams, Edgar Winter. I swear the cover used to have a smell to it when maybe it was jasmine. Well, thanks. Like I said, hopefully it'll work out well. My son fixed it. I've had this actually for a week, but my son must have done something to the settings. So now, this is a set of Krakens. Krakens, ladies and gentlemen. Release the Kraken. And we're not talking about one of my big butt blaster burrito farts, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's only going to be a very small amount of people here. Sunday nights is normally way, way, way too crammed with all kinds of really wonderful content from wonderful people that are out there. I do have to mention something, though. There was a particular show that I had to watch on replay. I will not mention names, but the first half of that show, oh my God. Even I was saying the JC word. And if you're wondering what that is, of course, is, Cheez-Its. What are you doing now? Stop it. It went off the rails. I'm so glad. And this isn't a judgment call. It's just a statement. I'm so glad I don't get like that when it comes to certain topics. Unless it's people destroying music, then that makes me mad. Other than that, we're all right here. Brian, always good to see you. I did get to see a little bit of your video yesterday. I think I popped up or whatever day it was. I can't remember anymore. It's so screwy. That's right, Lisa. Cheese it, Christ. No, I'm not talking about Pee-wee Thal. I have no issues with Pee-wee Thal. I have no issues with anybody right now, to be honest. And I want to keep it that way, too. I really do. So I want to shoot this just for an hour here, I think, tonight. Only because I do have to get up early for work. But I just want to, I figured, thank you very much. I knew you'd know what I was talking about. But I want to play some new music. And just play some some goofy stuff, you know. Some of the new music you've probably heard before, some of it you haven't, you know. But that's the nature of the beast, so to speak, especially when you're coming to one of my shows. By the way, I gotta tell you truthfully before we get really started here. Um, there, maybe it's a little fuzzy. It goes in and out all the time. That's what she said. Anyway, anyways, not that it really matters, but I think it's quite interesting in my opinion. We probably by the end of the month, maybe we will hit 200,000 views on this channel. Now, I'll admit that's not a lot for some channels, right? But for this guy here, who took almost 15 years to do it, well, it's because of you guys. That's why. Although we all know it should have been 500,000 views by now, but that's okay. You know, we didn't. I didn't have live streaming for 15 years. It's only been for what, 3 or 4? I don't remember. Beggars can't be choosers. Hi, Paul Psycho, the leader of the VC Island Misfit Vinyl Community Sweet and Tender Hooligan Toys. Fact, that's right. That's absolutely right. So let's play a new tune. You wanna hear a new song? And no, it's not Strawberry Alarm Clock. I admit I screwed up on that one, didn't I? But I didn't hear it either. We all heard it together. You see, I didn't realize it was gonna that song anyway was gonna be kind of a turd. This one here I haven't heard either. So we're going to hear this together. Um, well, yes, thank you very much, George. He has the best Four Seasons channel, period, without a doubt. I think I told you that in one of the recent vinyl finds, I found the "Don't Think Twice, It's All Right" from the Wonder Who. Very quite interesting how Frankie Valli was channeling Rose Murphy a little bit, as James Farley would say, too. Um, but this one here, let me set you up. The album is coming soon. Okay, this is the second single. The second single was dropped about 10 days ago. All right. Prairie Prince. Does that name sound familiar to you? We've talked about Prairie Prince. We've talked about a lot of people before on this channel, probably hundreds of musicians. Prairie Prince, mainly known for being a original member of Journey. That's right, he really is. He was there for almost a year, I want to say. Back when they were the Golden Gate Orchestra, that was their original name, you see, before they had that Name the Band contest. And Journey was the winner for that, for the name anyway. And now look what's happening. Journey is going to have a farewell tour. But you know what? I mean, come on, guys. I'm surprised they lasted this long. But then again, I think we could say that about 50% of the 70s classic rock bands, right? At least I am glad that they did put out one last album. I think it was a year or two ago, that new Freedom LP, which we may play some of that down the line. But basically, you're looking at, well, you know, Neil Sean and Jonathan Cain, pretty much from the some of the classic lineup, if you will, and some of your and Dean Castrovano, which I like. Dean, I met Dean, really cool dude too, and I think he's down to earth. He can sing like Steve Perry sometimes. I've heard him, along with Arnell, of course. But so the farewell tour will be coming in 2026. I think they're coming to North Little Rock. I wish they would come a little closer here, but that's okay. So original member of Journey, drummer of the Tubes, of course, and still is when they play. I wish the Tubes had put a new album out. Damn it! I know there's only 3 members of the band left, although they could probably try to coax Bill Spooner. I think if they brought him and oh my God, Michael, the one that's in graphic design, Michael Cotton, for like a tune or two, because they still perform from time to time. In fact, they're on Prairie's album, but not on this track, actually. This song here we're going to play, this is off of the new album, Colors and Passions, from Label 51 Recordings. Okay, this is an exclusive thing. This is the second single, and Prairie Prince is on this. Todd Rundgren's on it. Jason Sheff from Chicago. Angelo Biafra. Remember him from the Dead Kennedys? All of these people are on here. And I present to you here. This almost sounds like something straight out of the complex across town. You know, I bet you there's fight clubs for this. Oh, jeez. Trash White Anger. Yes, Trash White Anger.
Trash White, sometimes known as Angry White, afraid the other colors are pushing him to the boundaries of the canvas when he wants to be, no, deserves to be at the center. Trash! Trash! Trash White! Act like an ass. Trash! Ain't got no class. Trash White! Ain't got no taste. Trash! You gone to waste. Kelso dumpster diver.
I've seen some Trash White Anger.
Eco shuck and jiver. Clean up, be a survivor. Trash! Keep Trash White saying louder. Trash White. From a long line of shady whites. Each a little less white, but still dreams in whitewash, but lives a bastard of the pure light, of true white. Ivory and alabaster won't be seen with the Trash White. They know it embarrasses him, just as they are embarrassed to be around him. Trash! Trash! Trash White! Skid Row cracker. Trash! Ungrateful slacker. Trash White is the color. Trash! Too stupid to live. Bad to the bone. No social order zone. Trash! Low down rascals. Painting the whole downtown. Why? Because Trash White is not that comfortable with other colors, or with ideas that make him wonder if he was not created the most wonderful hue of all. But Trash White is here to stay, impervious to any campaign to make him change his shade. Because if there's one thing in his favor, you don't have to be white to be Trash White.
Y'all boys seem to like to come around here and talk a lot of shit. Don't make me come and get all my boys and come down there and sort y'all out.
Trash!
We ain't got much else to do but sit around worrying about what y'all fixing to do.
Trash White! Alabaster. Trash! White House Disco. Trash White! Keep it simple. Trash! Don't stop, don't stop. Walking across a 40-acre field.
Rattlesnake bit me on my heel.
Turn around to do my best.
Stepped into a hornet's nest.
Chicken in the bread can picking out dough.
Step back, chicken, take a little more.
Trash White Hembo, where you been? Painting the whole downtown. Trash White!
Raspberry red, lemon yellow, orange.
Trash White! Trash White!
Someone wanted conspiracy, I can believe it. X-ray. You get mad if I take for a hat.
Trash White!
I like that. I like that. Trash White Anger. And by the way, every song on the album is got a color in the title. The story of, I guess, of the whole Colors and Passions is he Prairie was inspired by the late great Ken Nordine, that vocal jazz poet who I had pleasure to briefly meet back in the 90s in Chicago. He taught a class. I wasn't in the class, but I got to see him on the 7th floor of the studio. Yeah, that's right, Joni Snitchell. I like that. That's funny. This shit slaps. But is it fire and bang? I have no clue. Anyways, so we go from that for new music to, well, this was released 2 weeks ago. I like it, and it's actually from one of our VC friends. You've probably heard about this. Penny Lane in my ears and in my eyes, that's for sure. So I present to you, and I know Halloween's over. Just indulge me for a minute or two, shall you? Peaceful Cacophony. Cannot talk today. Denise Wise and David Donnelly. Everybody knows Double D. With Skeleton's Way.
It's so scary. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Shadows looking out on you. Darkness follows in its way. Shake, rattle, shiver, skeleton's way. You're looking for the big fat king. You're blinded by the mystery. Shake, rattle, shiver, skeleton's way. Seems so scary.
Well, I don't know. Like I told you, we play winners and losers on this show. All I'm saying, I believe in playing all kinds of things.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
See, there you go. I kind of dig it too, to be honest with you, and I do. It's not the first time I've heard Peaceful Cacophony.
Shake, rattle, shiver, skeleton's way. Now your secret's all exposed. You're lying there in your wardrobe. Shake, rattle, shiver, skeleton's way. Seems so scary.
See?
In the recess of your mind. Hold on tight, the fear is rising up inside. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Seems so scary in the recess of your mind. Hold on tight, the fear is rising up inside. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
I like it. Like I said, I can't explain it, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Anyway. See, that's cool. This is true. I'll have to check that out, Chris. And we like that, with none of that. That's right. Skeleton's Way. Anyways, Either way, I like the damn thing, and that's what counts. And I always try to pass on stuff to you guys. You know that. Good, bad, indifferent. We send it down the pipe and see what you guys think. Now, um, this one here, that was it for the new music, by the way, for today. But I don't know. I have like what, one, two, three, four, five, six songs and more in the queue. I did say this was going to be an hour or less. That is the truth on that. Yeah, he was the guitarist for the legendary band The Cure for a short stint. That is absolutely right. Like I said, I have Reeve Gabriel's Reeves Gabriel's. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Needless to say, I have some I have uh, autographed Tin Machine and David Bowie, one of the albums he played on, and I got some a very short note and some signed guitar picks and regular guitar picks, which I thought was really cool. That Reeves seems like a cool guy too. So this next one here, I know you're probably like, yeah, I've been on a lot of different music kicks. Okay, um, I just have been going down some some common rabbit holes and um, some other rabbit holes too. If you saw the thread video I just did, you'll notice that there was some examples of um, bluegrass. I do like myself some country and bluegrass and country rock and all kinds of other things. Um, but as we know, we played "Sweetheart of the Rodeo" from the Birds, right? From '68, we played that "You Ain't Going Nowhere." And but you know what though? I did come across a Canadian press, but it was not original. That's the only reason why I didn't get it. I want to say it was early to mid '70s press, even though it did look real beautiful. I want to get a 2i from '68. That's what I want. Brandon, good to see you. Of course, my good man. Yes, indeed. Oh, there you waiting for the man. See, there you go. There you go. There's so much. That's the one thing about this, guys. We, for like, I want to say all of us to a degree, or at least maybe 95%. Music's a passion. Music can be a hobby, of course, but music's a passion. I said this before. Music is the soundtrack of our life, good and bad, you know? Good songs, shit songs, indifferent songs. And believe you me, I don't know what the hell my theme song would be. I don't know if I'd want to know what my theme song would be of my life. That'd be an interesting contest, wouldn't it? But anywho, so I when I was listening to some of the Bird stuff and some Roger McGuinn solo stuff earlier this week, I forgot all about this song. And I remember hearing this on the radio in January '91. Now, on this particular track that I'm going to play, you have Roger McGuinn, Chris Hillman, David Crosby. Okay. They just got done doing 4 tracks for the quote New Birds box set that got put out in '90. Okay. And this was also recorded in mid to late 1990, this track, and a bunch of others. There are a bunch of others on this album. And possibly Tim Schmidt, from Poco and the Eagles, is also singing background on this too. And it also was a top 15 hit, if I remember correctly. So I present to you from January 1991 off of the Back from Rio album. I just love the jangly guitar in this thing. Someone to Love, damn song. So that one and the co-written by Tom Petty, King of the Hill, if you remember that song too. That whole damn album, I don't know if I still have a copy of it. I bought it back in the day. Clearance, I'll admit. I don't know why. It was clearance. It made it to 45, I think, on the charts. but like I said, 2 top 15. I'm like, King of the Hill was number 2, almost a number 1, missed it by that much, as Maxwell Smart would say. But just to have Hillman and Crosby on that damn thing. Also, other people on the album, Elvis Costello's on there, Stan Ridgway from Walla Voodoo, Mexican Radio, and others are all on that particular album itself. Yes, yeah, he Stan does Carphone on there. I recommend that if you like power pop, you're gonna dig Back from Rio from Roger McGuinn. Might have been his last great album, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's very catchy, like another song that I won't mention. I love you. I love you people. See, I do love you guys. I do. All right. Next. New album came out, or should I say new archival release came out Friday. I have only myself to blame. Part of it was financial. I went to go order the damn thing. It's on back order. Now I don't know when the hell I'm going to get it. But the new release from what number is this? Chip 7A Records. That's right. The Davy Jones, the MGM record story, which was long overdue. Basically, MGM, he was on from 72 and 73. And then as added bonus tracks per se, they took the 2 Davy sung numbers from the 1977 UK release of The Point, which it was Davy and Mickey and other assembled musicians. I do present to you from 1972 one of the earliest singles from MGM called You're a Lady. Yes, that's right. So Peter Skellern wrote this. I know that he has done other work, but for the life of me, it is not coming into my brain right now. I know Ringo had some loose involvement with him at one point or another too. So enjoy this for a few. I'm going to get some coffee.
Now the evening has come to a close, and I've had my last dance with you. Onto the empty streets we go, and it might be my last chance with you. So I might as well get it over. The things I have to say won't wait until another day. You're a lady, I'm a man. You're supposed to understand how these things are often planned to be. You're romantic, I'm a fool. You're the teacher, I've come to school. Here I sit, hope that you love me. You're pure magic, unlock my chain. Nothing ventured and nothing gained. And so I say, with no restraint, be mine, be mine. Hard to answer, yes, I agree. But then I've got to know.
I saw that.
not asking you to marry me. Just a little love.
Boy, I was really far behind. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, I know I could make you
Yeah, I know this isn't exactly great. This song, not what you're
things I
not what you're saying. Davy Jones's tune. This isn't so great, is it? I haven't heard this one before. I like the one that I've played before better.
You're a lady. I'm a man.
This is more like what
You're
something
supposed
out of
to
a off-Broadway play, or like something you'd hear at a supper club.
how these things are often planned to be.
Okay, you guys, no fighting. The fact of the matter is that once again, music is opinionated. Some say it'll be good, some say it'll be bad, no matter what. Let's just leave it at that, please. And by the way, I hope my microphone sounds better. I put it into automatic adjustment. Yeah, I know. I didn't say they were all going to be winners here, did I? Yeah, it is very terrible, AZ Mick. So I think we're going to pull the plug on it. I can't deal with that shit anymore. I'm sorry. I needed something to be able to go get coffee though, for God's sakes. But you know what? I got some other stuff I can play here in a minute. Did you get a chance to put away from you? Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Anyways, guys. Ah, yeah, that sucked, didn't it? That'll teach me. Let's do something for a palate cleanser, shall we? Before I go back into my loose script that I have here of songs. So I present to you. Now we've played this before. Um, I mean, not this, excuse me, from off of this album last show. This here is an album cut off of the Kansas album Monolith from '79, and it's called Away From You. Cut Monolith, Kansas, 1979. Okay, we're going to try this again. This time, we're going to try a different song. Okay, we already know You're a Lady wasn't exactly that great, at least in my opinion. So how about we try this one? How about Who Was It? Who was it? Who was it? Now that was better than You're a Lady. I'll tell you that right now. Would I have said that to David's face? Yeah, because I was being pretty honest about it. I think I remember telling him one time, I said, look, I love your voice, man. I do. But the one of the worst songs to me was Day We Fell in Love off of More the Monkeys. He kind of rolled his eyes and goes, yeah, I know, pretty schmaltzy, or something to that effect. He was good natured about it. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about something here. I can't even defend that one. I know. I hate that song. I do. That's the only song off More of the Monkeys I can't stand. Oh my God, Goldilocks something. You know, the thing is I do need to get either vinyl or CD of the 33 soundtrack. I do. Even though it's only what, 6 songs. And no, I don't want any of the rest of the crap. Maybe the medley, them playing the piano, but they're just, yeah, Goldilocks sometimes. Oh my God. Anyways, Naked Persimmon's good. I cannot stand that I'm a Believer duet with Mickey and Julie Driscoll. I cannot stand that woman, who was, of course, sang with Brian Auger. I thought Auger was a interesting keyboard player, but I cannot stand Julie Driscoll, at least from what I've heard so far. Actually, come to think of it, I think I'm missing that one too. I forgot that had a release. Paul, a little bird told me you're back over at Rachel's again. Tell me this is false. Well, the fact of the matter is, I do show up there from time to time. Yes, I do. But I'll tell you this much: if it continues to be kind of what it has, like, I watched this morning's show on double time, by the way, on double speed, made it more amusing to me. But I I can't deal with, I mean, if they want to talk politics, let them talk politics, but I'm not going to talk politics. I could care less. I'm just there for when they talk about music. That's all. So no, I'm not on there all the time. Just once in a while. Right. No, right. Exactly. I mean, I have my, I don't know if I want to call it moral compass, but I mean, I've got my opinions on things. You can't please everybody. You just can't. I jokingly have gone off and said that I am um the the vanilla of the VC, and not everybody likes vanilla. The common denominator, of course, one of the heads of the island of VC Misfit Toys, and I'm proud of that. Damn it, I'm proud of being in that. I don't give a shit who came up with the phrase, but I trademarked that phrase. That's what's important. Oh, so what I was getting at, see, my ADD, ADHD really screws me up sometimes. By the way, to the 20 people that are here for 2 seconds, please and thank you. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Check your subscriptions, you know, um, to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. That would be wonderful. We are going to have some more interesting content coming down the pike. February 2026, Psycho will be on for 15 years. That is some crazy shit, isn't it? 15 years. And it's been a long, bumpy ride. Nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is. But, and if you care to, if inclined to, and like I said, I play winners, I play losers. Can't please everybody. And that's okay. I think that's how we still draw people here. Is that maybe sometimes people will learn some new music and shit and it works, or old new music. Um, if you feel like donating, as some people would call me, probably a shill, a grifter, I don't give a shit. Somebody called me a simp. I don't give a fuck. but if you're inclined, please donate. Cheap coffee, cheap records, okay, and to help offset the StreamYard fee just a little bit, that would be well appreciated beyond belief. But yes, so I am so far behind in the comments. I feel so bad. Yeah, I see Dusty's here. That's good. I did leave a link. I'll probably be on for about another 20 minutes, but if anybody wants to pop up in reasonable time, we can yip yap. Yep, doing a show 2 times a week. I sometimes show up for one of those because I'm not there on Sundays. I work on Sundays. If it's anything, it's Tuesdays. I will be show up, and I don't do the Patreon, so I don't do that for anybody. Look at you, 20 years in February. See, damn, that is a long time for us. I'm hoping to have an all-star show on the 15th anniversary. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, and not that anybody's really counting. Oh, will you stop? Like, sometimes I wait to listen to the music until you guys do, like that unfortunate David Jones accident we had. But, it happens. I can't win. I like that Prairie Prince, though, that I played. No, I am not saving for an amplifier. I just told you, cheap coffee, cheap records, and to help offset the StreamYard fee. I could give two shits about amplifiers. I don't know, whatever. Well, I try to be real, I mean, let's face it. I've said this before, and I've said it again. Yeah, I was bullied when I was in grade school and junior high. Survived it, I had to. You were up here and you'd say that into my face, and you could not crack up. I'd believe you. Yeah, I know you like to tease Randy. Everybody likes to tease Randy. So what I was getting at is I have a pair of tunes though that I want to play for you. But what I have to tell you is that Yeah, you can send cores. Yes. Can we please get Beetle Babe? I would if Beetle Babe feels up to doing it. Like I said, we're probably gonna be on like 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. But we'll see. And Brian, yeah, well, I don't know about that. You guys are cooler than me. But whoever wants to come up for like 15, 20 minutes, that'd be beautiful. But I've only got like 4 songs left in the queue here. But let me go a little long-winded, and it has nothing to do with me. Okay. I've brought And it turns out that this gentleman that I'm going to be talking about does watch these shows, and I'm very grateful. I try to listen to his shows. Stop, Randy. Oh, I like all you guys, though, seriously. You know, Brian and Jen and Dave and Randy and Fred and all you guys. I like all of you. I would have, you know what, if I could have this big ass Thanksgiving table and we all could sit down for a meal. Could you imagine that? That'd be kind of interesting, to be honest with you. I don't mind cooking. I haven't done it in a long ass time, but I could do it. I'd have to have like, who the hell would sit at the kids' table? I don't want to hear no names. I know there would be a bunch of you people throwing at the kids' table who are abandon them to the corner kids' table. It'd be like, they're talking here. I don't know, whatever. Oh, look, Richard's here too. Oops. I fucked. There is Richard. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my first guest. He loves his jazz albums, but he also is into electronic moog. He showed me some. Yes, he did. This guy.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm confused which Davids are being
Oh,
referenced
yeah,
here.
true.
I'm trying to figure out all myself there, David Donnelly. I get confused very easily around here. Yes,
And,
yeah, you got
and
new, didn't you?
yeah, I've been looking for this one for a while. I haven't listened to it yet, but I need to right away. I know.
You know, I'll tell you, I like Nuge. Okay, I
I
do.
like it, but there's some music.
I
Yeah,
like the Amboy Dukes stuff. I've had maybe 2 of the Amboy Dukes albums. Okay, I had the one on, what was it, the best of that was on Mainstream, and then Tooth Fang and Claw. I had those, and
I'll be right back for a second. Oh, all right.
sure. And then, as far as for Ted's solo stuff is concerned, those first couple albums I thought were pretty good. But by the time
Yeah,
he gets to Intensities, Intense Cities,
I haven't heard that
and
one.
stuff like that, he kind of starts to waver a little. I think, truthfully, whether you like it or not out there, Damn Yankees was probably a shot in the arm for him, and also for Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw. But that's a different story for another day.
I like Damn Yankees' first album. I used to have it.
Yeah, there you go. Dog, dog, dog eat dog. Yes.
Hey, Dark Wizard. Yeah, this is the
So,
one.
oh yeah, here we go. Hang on. I'm sorry.
This is,
There you go.
if you like, this is the early Moog synthesizer album, '69. Ever heard it? The Minotaur?
You said 69 and also showed Hyman on the cover. I'm so
You ever
horrible.
heard any of this, Paul, or not?
I've heard of Dick Hyman. I almost said something else. Well, actually, Dick Hyman is a contradictory term, but no, I mean I've heard of him, but I have not seen that album before.
I got this. I got this.
That's right, Randy.
Gifted by someone who's not even in the regular violent community.
Definitely the first one's killer.
Oh, can you read this type? Oh, it's upside down. Duh.
Oh, no wonder why I couldn't read. There we go. The non-such guy.
By
Yes.
Paul Beaver and Bernard Krause.
Beaver and Krause. Okay.
It's 2-record electronic synth album. Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's only
I'll go fast.
oh, it's okay. Okay, I've heard of Dexter Gordon.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for finding out when Mickey Dolenz bought the third synthesizer,
Yeah.
okay, for in pop music, and they mentioned that the first 2 were
Cool James.
were the Beaver Krause people and Buck Owens, and I'm just like, wow, yeah, Beaver and Hyman, yeah, see, that's what
Yeah,
I'm getting at.
we
I
were
have that
known.
album. I have that album
Good
taped.
game, Farley.
Um, but and then of course, to find that out, and then basically how George Harrison swiped like one side of electronic sound is pretty much Beaver Krause.
Oh
And,
yeah,
and I'm like, that's horse shit for George, that George did that.
I
And
did.
there's a lot of evidence about this.
I
And I'm
did
like,
read about that one side of George Harrison isn't actually George, right?
right.
But I kind of have that.
But here's the goofy part about it. That must have got buried for many years because I only found out about this a couple years ago. So to find, of course, then it started making me wonder, and I'm going, well, if he did that in '68, then his My Sweet Lord wasn't too much of a stretch, was it? Whether or not the influences were right or wrong.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So of course he did get another good hit out of that. Maybe we'll play that in a little bit. I don't know.
I love the flip side of My Sweet Lord. Isn't it a pity?
Yes, isn't it a pity? Is
Yeah.
really good. Rick Wakeman and Keith Emerson had some of the early Moog
Oh
synthesizers
yeah,
too. That's right.
Mhm.
That is right.
Rick Wakeman. Yeah.
Excuse me. So these pair of songs though that I'm going to play for you guys. There's a guy by the name of Ronnie Dark. Okay, I've brought him up before. Ronnie Dark, host of the Wax Museum radio show out of Love Radio, Syracuse, New York. Now, I've known him for a very long time. I would say 10, 11 years at least. Okay. And he has a show on Sunday nights, 6 to 9 p.m. Central Standard, that you can actually hear online. But they are talking about getting a new studio and stuff like that at that place. And so, because of that, I don't know if I'm probably getting the facts 100% correct. I'm just giving you paraphrase. They are going to be doing a Kickstarter campaign, which I will be sharing the link to that. He's announcing that tonight on his show, probably right now as we speak. So, Ronnie, please don't get upset about that. This was so last minute. I will, but I will share the link and I'll talk to him privately as well. But I really would like you guys, if you can. I know it's the holidays; things are screwy. I think he's going to be doing this for a couple months. I hope. So maybe you could wait till after the holidays and donate 5 or 10 or whatever you feel like. But I'd like you guys to share the love on this and basically say that Psycho sent you. And you'll know what we're talking about. He plays 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and sometimes new stuff.
Oh, cool.
Okay, new music. But it's stuff you're not going to hear on the radio. It's stuff you don't hear on the radio anymore. He'll play once in a while what's called ringers. He calls them ringers. But there's a lot of deep album cuts from 60s and 70s bands. And the reason why I'm playing these is we're going to play 2 of those. It was because of Ronnie that I learned about this. Ronnie Dark, the Commander, John Walsh, and Mike Adams. Those are the 3 that run the Wax Museum. Okay, we will be talking about them on and off over the next couple months because I want them to succeed. Damn it! This is they've been. I think they hit their 15th year, or they're very close to doing it. Okay, so they've been around almost as me, except they're out over the airwaves, and you can actually hear them online. But I think it's like through TuneIn or whatever. But this one here that we're going to play from 1971, never heard of this band. Okay, they were East Coast. So we're going to play the first cut off of this one album that they did from 1971. It is the band Jump. Yes, Jump. Let's see if you guys like this. This one here is called Love With Ya Mama.
this music gonna sing love. Cause it's you, I know I won't feel it. Cause I feel it down, I want somehow to tell you. Cause it's you, I know I hear the music. Cause you there, I know you're gonna hear it. Cause I feel it now, I want somehow to tell you. I'm in love, mama. I'm in love, mama. I'm in love, mama. Blah, blah, blah. Love with you, mommy. Blah, blah, blah. Love with you, mommy. Love with you, mommy. Cause I feel it now, I want somehow to tell you. Tell you now. Cause this music gonna sing love song. Cause it's you, I know I'm gonna feel it. Cause I feel it now, I want somehow to tell you. Tell you now.
Yes, that's exactly who it is.
Bill Cocker and the Blues Brothers.
That's right. It's Joe Cocker meets the Blues Brothers. No, it's the band called Jump from 1971.
I
Not
never
to
heard
be
of it.
confused with Van Halen's
I
Jump.
never heard of them before.
Joe
So that's why
Cocker.
we're playing this. That's why we're playing this.
I know. Yeah, that's
You
cool.
can thank Ronnie Dark from the Wax Museum for playing it, because that's what he did. It's one of the first records I remember. David Donnelly, how you doing there, sir?
I'm doing really well. I was really pleased to see, because I saw your one beforehand and about stuff that you find in LPs. And I've got a cracking one, which is the Susie and the Banshees second album, Join Hands. It's got a completely white sleeve, double gatefold sort of thing, and you normally they're not in good condition. But I was touring in Germany, and we were just doing these gigs, and I found a little record shop, and I just basically I started flipping through, and I saw this copy of Join Hands, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I've got everything by Susie and the Banshees except that album, because it is a bit of a sort of it's a bit weird. They do like a 10-minute version of just basically a noisy jam. And they called it the Lord's Prayer, but it goes through sort of the Lord's Prayer. There's a bit of Deutschland über alles in there and all that sort of stuff. So it's a bit of a noise. It wasn't top of my list, but I found it really reasonably in this German record shop, and perfect. It was absolutely perfect. It's like it had never been played. And then when I took the record out, I suddenly realized there was something else in there. And whoever it was probably a bit of a fan. And it's not quite as good as your thing with like a handwritten letter. But what it was obviously the Banshees fan. This is in Germany, remember? Just a load of German music articles about Susie and the Banshees at that time. I just love that shit.
Yeah, that's what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, and it makes it fantastic, Now
I got to think of that Kiss and Stick stuff that I mentioned in the video. I got to find it so I can show you guys that.
Yeah,
but that's a kick-ass story. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. And then also there's things like, like when The Darkness put out Hotcakes, I went round Dan Hawkins's house.
Yeah.
And he
How's he
said,
doing?
he's doing very well.
Cool.
And he said, you're in vinyl, aren't you, Dave? And I said, I am, you know. And he said, oh, you might like this then. Such an understated way of saying it's basically the test pressing for the Hotcakes album.
Oh,
All four of them had signed it.
Oh,
and
nice.
inside it had this really thick press release that basically was one of those press releases that contains all the questions that you need to ask the band if you're going to interview them.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's gone here. But Paul, I don't know how long you decided you were going to be on here, but I would love it because I get ever so excited when people have a go at me, and and if you look at your messages, how we normally do our Facebook messages.
Yes, my phone's in the other room, so that's why I don't want you to. I say this to everybody. I usually put my phone on the charger while I'm doing the show, so I'm not ignoring people. It's just I can't see it because I'm obviously doing this.
Well, I've sent you a link that isn't out yet because it's like it's not being reissued. It's not being issued for 2 weeks.
Okay,
and this is my first rough cut sort of thing. But I was thinking, particularly because of tonight, I'd love it if you'd end on it.
Okay, hang on a second.
Yeah, just to annoy the people who don't want to hear it.
let me see here.
I'm so pleased with it though, man. It's like I say, Ed from the Darkness is joining us on it, and it's a really thrilling. And we've made.
Hey, David. You know what I can look up? It's terrible. The only two Susie and the Banshee songs I know are like Peekaboo and Kiss Them for Me.
They're very late.
I know. I never looked up their late 70s or early 80s music. I hate to say it. I don't.
Wow.
I know.
All right, I got it queued. We're gonna play that last,
okay.
But I got it queued.
But Dave, David, sorry.
That's a word. I don't care.
I think. What do I think? I've completely forgotten what I said before. Then,
Susie and the Banshees.
Oh yeah, Susie and the Banshees. Lots of associations with them and stuff. But I just think they're a brilliant band, and but I can't.
I live in too small of a city. You know, I don't even come across. I know they released a bunch of albums in the U.S., but I don't come across any of their albums at secondhand. Used at vinyl albums at secondhand stores around here.
Those things. I mean, those things that you know, when people say, "Oh, this is their classic album," and all that sort of stuff. For me, which doesn't mean it would be for you.
Yeah.
But if you said to me, Dave, what album shall I grab first and play? I would say A Kiss in the Dream House.
I've heard of the album. Yeah,
because it's an absolute peach, and I love it, and I think it's John McGeoch on guitar, and I always liked John McGeoch, and that's why I was so pleased when I did the Visage thing. Obviously, because John McGeoch had passed away, my role in Visage was John McGeoch's role. So, you know, and John McGeoch was in Susie and the Banshees magazine, Public Image Limited, and all that sort of stuff.
Magazine, I kind of know a little bit. They were British band, yeah. Private chat.
Jay Farley, yes, I will send it to you. I will send it to you as long as just don't spread it about. Hi, David E. The Dark Wizard Room. My name's changed on there. I actually when it typed in "Who are you?" as it were, I put in Dr. Sexington Throbrod, and that's not what it says. I'm disappointed.
Oh boy! All right, so hang on. Let me. I'm gonna clip something there. So the second song of the Heaps of Susan the Banshee in Japan. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they always went down well there.
So this other one, if you're Paul Revere and the Raiders fan from the '60s, like I am, and I was, I didn't know anything about this side band that got put out in '68. They cut 2 albums out, and it was basically 3/5 of the '66 to '68 lineup. So a lot of the good hits were covered on this, right? But the band's name was called Brotherhood. They cut 2 albums out on RCA. This was the only one that got any chart play, and it's kind of Jump related. See what I did here, kids? We went from Jump, the album from '71, to, well, I really don't recommend that you jump out the window, but that's what this is called, from Brotherhood.
Yeah,
No
it's
offense,
okay.
no offense, love you, Paul Revere, but that'll teach you for firing 3 of your main members all at once.
Oh, really?
Well, it's true. So let's see. We've got two songs left in queue. This next one, I kind of feel bad because I cannot remember the other person that passed away last week in tribute, and I felt bad about that. So today, anyway, we're doing one other musician that passed away yesterday or the day before. I don't have an exact date. Todd Snyder, though, dead at the age of 51. No relation to D, for any smart Alex out there. But I remember hearing Todd Snyder. He would dabble on Bob and Tom radio show back when Bob and Tom were pretty decent. Where's the beef? Well, I don't know.
Hey, I recognize that face.
Yes. You know, them going off and putting us back into the whatever. What the hell? Email names drives me nuts.
Yeah, it drives me nuts because I like Bill Kay. He's like, I consider him a friend, and
Yes.
I've been ignoring him for the
guy.
last week or 2 weeks because I hadn't a clue who he fucking was. He sort of asked me things, and I didn't.
Well,
it didn't
here
stop.
he is. Ta-da!
Like, sorry, Bill. Sorry, Bill.
In deep 45.
But I thought we would play one of the more fun songs that he ever did, and it gets catchy after a little while. But you know, maybe after this show, guys, you know, maybe all of us can go out and go have and here's a man who's been a veteran of many beer runs.
And that wasn't bad at all. And I don't understand. Hey, it's
What's
Bella.
whoa, hold on a minute. What's that coffee mug?
Sorry?
What's your coffee mug?
Look at your mug.
Everybody.
That's my ex-girlfriend, Joe.
Nice.
Ah, yes, I had to put her small for another reason. I just
Do you recognize her? Did she cross over to America?
What's her name?
Joanne Guest.
Sounds familiar.
Names sound familiar.
Yeah, she was really, you know,
Where's
popular in.
Where's Google? I need to look at this.
Yeah.
Do feel free.
I'll look later after the show because I may get busy.
I'll have to look that up.
Anyway,
I actually want William to do one of those Top of the Pops things that he does with Joe,
Yeah.
and then I'll send it to her.
yes, I'm having a conniption fit. That's right.
How you doing, Mello?
Hey, it's good to see you guys, man. Awesome.
Oh,
The Vito, the Brandon.
that's right.
No. Back.
Everybody. So
Everybody.
oh, this is so cool. So we're gonna play something that has anyone heard this?
No.
All right.
It's just because purely we had a few sort of haters in there,
Yes.
and I just think, if I can bring some joy to their lives, maybe if you play this, they'll hate it even more.
World premiere.
I'm really pleased with this single coming up. It's not coming out for 2 weeks.
So this is Peaceful Cacophony, right?
Cacophony, yeah.
Cacophony. I always get that screwed up. My bad.
Yeah. And
Song.
this is
Yes.
a much more rocky song than before. I
Do you
mean,
want to set this
you know,
up a little?
yeah, Skeleton's Way was just us having a laugh, saying Halloween's coming up. Let's do a Halloween song. You know, it's not. You know, this is a bit more of a serious rocker. And,
Everybody does Christmas songs. You don't have too many Halloween songs.
yeah, and
never have.
and on this one you're about to hear, as I said, the drummer from the Darkness is playing drums because I tried to do my drum thing and I just thought all I'm trying to do is copy what Ed does. So I just said to Ed, "You want to play drums on this?" So he said, "Yeah, sure." So
Nice.
I really like it. I really like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, world
There we
premiere
are.
on the Psycho Platter channel. It's not over. Yes.
Crank it up.
Excuse me.
Full screen it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm slow and old.
Oh yeah, you had her on Rachel's show a few weeks back. Yeah, remember?
I can see the person hiding from you. It's not over. I'm the best thing ever happened to you. Don't you see? Yes, I can do. You're not ready to see it through. It's not over. Wake up, wake up. Do you want to be the first? Wake up, wake up. You never touch it lost. We see lightning thick in the storm, driving away, seizing the dawn. Darkened clouds bringing the weather. It's not over. Feel you. Hold my hand, don't know what you do. Deep low, and you are me.
What's happened there?
Wake up! Wake up! You wasn't touch it lost.
What is this?
Wake up! 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 Wake up!
Damn.
Sounds really good, David.
Yeah, that's
Cheers,
I
man.
like the mix, and I like the engineering and the
Thank you.
production.
That
value.
kicked ass. I'll tell you that. I love
Yeah,
it.
well, it's
the
Mark.
value is
Mark
awesome.
Mark Anthony Kay is in charge of the mixing and mastering. I basically,
Oh,
obviously, because
nice.
I record all the instruments and
Really?
mix
very
things.
cool. Yeah, Mark.
But the thing is, I always think you probably have things in your lives as well where you're too close to them to be
Yep.
have an opinion.
I say you're too close to the trees to see the whole forest.
Exactly. Yeah, can't see the wood for the trees.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just answering
that
that question.
effort, man, and output is, and she sounded great. I got like a kind of like a classic rock vibe, but with definitely you could see the UK influence in there just by the accent of her singing, and has a little bit of new wave-ish. You know, maybe if there was more synthesizer or organ or keyboard, it would definitely be like new wave-ish type, you know. But
Yeah.
it's very rock.
New track here. New track here, bud.
That's a good one.
And we're glad. Thank you so much for sharing that.
That's
Man,
awesome.
oh, man.
Well, I enjoyed it. Like I say, it came in. I saw that you'd gone up for a well, I caught the first thing where you had something in there, and then I saw it came up again, and I thought, oh wow. And then I saw names like Beetle Babe, which is always good because it means there's a bit of quality in there. And I saw David come up, and I thought, oh cool. And then I started noticing that you must have done something regarding me, because I started seeing people having a crack at me in the, you know.
Can't win all the time. That's just the attitude I gotta take.
But the thing is, you have to remember, musicians, we've heard everything shitty about what people think our music is, and yet we turn up to the venue and it's sold out. So who gives a shit what they think?
That's the bottom line. Stone Cold Crypto.
I'm not gonna lie. This is one of those times that I really wish that I was near you to catch the whole experience.
Yeah.
Seriously. Why there's gotta be a big pond across everything?
Yeah. My dream is to go across that Abbey Road one day, you know, like literally, that's a bucket list. Hey, what's up, Dino? I'm doing good, brother.
See, one of my dream vacations, or whatever, if you will, I would love to spend between 1 and 2 months in England, Ireland, and Scotland, and very little touristy. I want to go off the beaten path for most of it. I know this is going to sound really, really weird, but like, yeah, I want to go spend maybe in a bed and breakfast somewhere out wherever. Yeah, I want to spend an overnight in a castle. You know, something that's way out there. Okay, the only touristy things that I would want to do is, yes, I got to go to Liverpool. I got to see all that stuff. I just have to. That's in my DNA for loving music.
You don't want to cross the street and take a picture of yourself on Abbey Road?
Yeah, and get run over by by a lorry? No, thanks. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. If I could get away with it, I would. If I could get away with it, I would. But I mean, of course, I'd want to hit. I want to go to some concerts. I want to hit the record shops. I want to do all that shit. You know, in all 3 countries. I just want to go there. I have English roots there. I do. Supposedly, I'm related to some pieces in Lancashire.
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Not Lancashire. Leicester. How do you pronounce that?
Lancashire.
No, because isn't Lancashire LANC? Never mind. I'm tired. It's too early. But I supposedly have some relations, and possibly, I'm not lying about this, possibly Gayleen Pease. If that name sounds familiar to you, great. If not, she was, well, what do we want to call this? I don't know if we want to call her an apple scruff. Exactly. From what I'm told from the story, she just happened to be in the right place, right time. And Gayleen was one of the 2 female backing voices for the original version of Beatles Across the Universe.
Nice.
So I may have a relative that actually possibly was on a Beatle recording.
Wow.
I'm only finding this out over the last couple months. I'm trying to get proper research done.
I know your name isn't like a common spelling, so
yes, it is a common spelling over there. P-E-A-S-E.
Oh, okay.
Peace Porridge Pod, Peace Porridge Cold, Porridge in the Pot, 9 days old. Spelled that way. So there's been that long. But yeah, so I would love to just go see whatever family, if I can find any family over there, you know. But I'm told that around that area, just some relatives. I don't know. So who's on that mug again, so I can write this down?
Was it Joanna Guest or something?
Joanne Guest.
We're going
Joanne Guest.
Or Joe Guest. Joe Guest. And
Joe Guest. I'm so horrible. I'm horrible. But you know what, though? In my defense, you don't even want to know how many. Yeah, see, you're blessed. Joe seems like a nice kid. Creative types are drawn to each other. Relationships not easy, though. This is true.
But she's, I don't know, but it's funny is, look, these women who are just like, you know, they're completely gorgeous and stuff. And then she say stuff to me like sort of, "Oh, I don't look very good today." And I said, "Oh, right, okay. Well, that's just today." I said, "But I said, don't forget, you were professionally gorgeous for 15 years.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was your job. Like, what do you do? I'm incredible." That's all it was. That's the description of your job, is to just walk into a place and every bloke in the place goes, you know.
Well,
She's
that's the kind
I
of
know.
thing. When you have somebody that beautiful, you bring them around. Every single man is now going to be your competition because they all want her and they're going to try to take her away from you.
Yeah, but this
Well,
is what I think blokes don't understand. Treat your woman really, really, really nicely, and you'll find that all those other guys aren't competition at all.
that's right. Because
Keep
when
her
you're
happy,
in love
you know.
with a beautiful woman,
Yeah, I personally, somebody said to me, "Doesn't that bother you that, on her Facebook, that people will be putting things like, 'Oh, I used to knock one out to you on a regular basis,' and all that sort of stuff." And I think,
I'm sure Phoebe Cates gets that a lot.
and people
Sure,
say,
Phoebe Cates gets that a lot.
oh my
I always
God.
think, well, how people ask me, so like, how did you feel about that? And I think I felt brilliant because that's my girlfriend, and I get to do it all
The
the
real
time.
deal.
See, ladies and gentlemen, we are all a bunch of wankers on this panel and in the audience.
Yeah, no, I've always been proud. I've never been, and like I say, I've always figured that if a girl left me or a woman left me, then I obviously wasn't. I wasn't trying
Wasn't
hard
meant to
enough.
be.
Yeah, I just wasn't. I wasn't the guy, But I just try and be the guy.
Yeah.
And
Of course, he says this platonically. Johnny L says,
if I was a girl, I'd tell you. Thank you.
Put on a
Oh,
wig,
bless-
Johnny.
it could be. It just depends, I guess, on what their inner self. Because I mean, there's a lot of beautiful women out there that are rotten to the core on the inside, and that's the ones you have to
And
watch
you know
out
what?
for.
The saying goes, there's always a saying that I've heard over here is like, Tommy Lee even cheated on Pamela Anderson, and that just proves, the most beautiful woman in the world at the time. It just proves to say no matter how gorgeous the girl is, there's some guy out there saying, "Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with that."
Do you not think that's down to personality, really? Though it's like when people were saying in the chat there, sort of like, this song's dreadful when they're playing when Paul was playing Skeleton Way, and it's like, well, that might hurt if it wasn't that I think it's brilliant.
Dina,
And
sorry.
I'm really happy with it, and I know Denise is really happy with it. So what anyone else thinks of it is just their opinion. That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Please say to your compadres how much that I give. If I had 1,000,000 thumbs, I would be giving 1,000,000 thumbs up. I'm not kissing your ass. I
Yeah.
thought it was a damn good song.
I think it's a great song. I think it's a great song, but no song is for everyone.
That's right.
That's true. Yeah.
And so I just think, and if somebody says, "Oh, my hair's stupid" or whatever, well, it's what I've always had, and I put it like this because I like it.
Donnie, I love you, man. Just for this
Johnny.
screw it. I'll date
Criticism
you.
has never bothered me. Critique has never bothered me.
You've heard a lot of firsts today here, people.
No doubt.
Oh,
I want to give Dino. I want to give Dino a shout out because the guy puts out music like almost every day on his channel, and he sends me songs all the time. And really, the guy's getting improving as he's going. So I just want to shout you out, Dino. You're doing a really good job with what you're doing, and just keep doing it. He's definitely original in what he does, and he's a great editor with putting stuff together. That's for sure. So if anybody wants to hear some of his original music, go click on his channel.
Yeah, he passes stuff on to me from time to time, which is nice. The grass is always greener when your bread is buttered on the other side. Something like that at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't blame you. It's tough to think of anything at 2 a.m. What's that song? So what's that song? I can't remember who the hell did it, but she sings. Jessica used to love that. Like, nothing good ever happens after 2 a.m. That's. I don't know if that's the title of it or that's the main line of it. And I was like, oh my God, how true that is.
I tend to disagree. I need to tell you a few things at 2 a.m. that are great.
We're not talking about your orgies. Anyway, stay true to
Yeah.
yourself and fuck everybody else.
Right on,
Oh, yeah, I
Brian.
agree. I
Right
agree with
on,
that.
Brian.
That's right.
I agree with that, and I like the way Brian just does. I like.
That's
I'll tell you what I like about Brian is that constantly for the last month or even longer, a certain person who we all know is just trying to draw him out to try to, because he did something, and I just think no, just like Tokyo said there.
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself. Fuck everyone else. You know,
Brian's my brother, man. Brian's been nothing but good to me, so I'm nothing but love.
He's a good guy. He's a great guy.
Definitely.
But I just think what I find funny about the VC is when someone does something really awful, or they're taking the piss out of someone, and so finally someone goes, "Actually, I don't like that. I'm gonna make a complaint or whatever." And then all of a sudden, the person that was the aggressor, the one that does all the sort of damage and what have you, is going, "Oh, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. I want my channel back." But,
what do you do when you have two people?
Don't fuck about with other people's channels then, and then they'll leave you alone.
Right.
So yeah, but what do you do when you have two people that you're friends with that don't like each other? It's not, it's kind of like the idea of the enemy of my friends doesn't mean they're my enemy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I go with how you treat me. If you treat me good, I don't care who you're beefing with. And I don't care if that person don't like that you like me or I like that person. It's however anybody treats me is how I'm going to treat them. If you're good to me, I'm going to be good right back to you.
I've got a lot of time for Tokyo Record Style because, A, he's Brian and I like him. But the Tokyo, I've missed, with 3 bands, I've missed going to Tokyo or to Japan 3 times, and it broke my heart all 3. It's been a teenage obsession to want to go over there. So,
what were the bands?
Right. First one was when I was in Holy Holy with the Bowie stuff.
Nice.
Right. And just before the tour that was going to take them to Japan, they got new management and I understand why this happens. I'm just not very happy about it. But the management decided that it had to be a completely all-star band. And at the time I'm not in the Bowie circles. I'm probably not a star. So you've got Tony Visconti, who is very much a Bowie thing. He's on bass. Woody Woodmansey, the drummer from Spiders and Mars.
Nice.
Jessica Lee Morgan, who's Tony Visconti's daughter, very strong there. Maggie Ronson, Mick Ronson's sister.
What's up, Eddie?
Lisa Ronson, his daughter. And we were all touring on this. But unfortunately, somebody had to go, and it was 2 people. It was me and Steve Norman from Spandau Ballet, who was on sort of extra guitars and stuff, because they wanted to sort of, get it down. So, and then they went off to Tokyo and did this thing. And I was absolutely gutted. And then another one was I saw on Facebook this poster come up, and it had Glenn Matlock on it. And it said Glenn Matlock, Tokyo sort of thing. And I went, oh, wow, I'm going. So I rang him up. And I went, hey, Glenn, what's this Tokyo thing? He said, oh, yeah, Dave, don't get too disappointed. But he said, I just want to go over there and do 3 gigs. It's easier if I just hire 3 fans that know the stuff.
You're calling money.
And so, yeah, he basically went over there. 3 fans who knew his music back to front backed him, and then he came back home. So I missed that, and then I was playing with Keith Levine from Pill, from Public Image Limited, and we got asked to go over to Tokyo, and got everything ready, visas and all that sort of stuff, only to discover at the airport that Keith had not done his visa correctly.
Shit.
And so we had to just stop and go back to London. And then when the next time it was ready to go, I couldn't go because I'd already said yes to another tour. And I said, I can't come with you.
What a problem to have, right? Jeez. I wish I had that issue, man. Damn. It's better than like 80s or something.
The ultimate working man. I'll tell you, he's always going. That's what he is.
David, if you wrote a book, like a book about your life, what would be the name of that book?
I've always thought maybe Few. That was close.
I would say honestly, rock star in waiting.
Yeah.
Because you were like a rock star in waiting. You were like right there with the greatness of all these bands and all these stories and stuff. And really, you should be the household name as well. Just like Robert Smith or somebody, anybody.
Yeah.
Get your pad. There's your title.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Pistols reunion?
I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's a real shame. It's a shame that John can't just kind of swallow his pride of the last sort of things, because I mean, even like Glenn and Steve, they'd like to have him along.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Who's the bass player that plays with Jessica Lee Morgan? That's her boyfriend, Chris. Sorry, Jessica Lee Morgan is Tony Visconti's daughter.
Wow.
And she has a bass player all the time, and that's her thing. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to write a book. I'm still thinking about doing a podcast called Spinning Stories.
Honestly, dude, what are you waiting for?
The podcast would be fun too.
They've expressed.
I'll tell you the reason I'll give you this. The reason I like the Sex Pistols reunion is I've never seen those three other members look so happy on a stage.
Oh, right.
Honestly, because any tour with John was like pulling teeth. It's like I was around Glenn's house once when John Lydon rang him up, and Glenn stopped what he was doing and said, "I just got to take this outside, all right?" And I went, yeah. I could hear this. I could hear the tone on the other end of the phone.
Is he really that that tightly wound? Like even in his personal life with his family, he's that tightly wound.
And I was stood in the studio looking out the window out into Glenn's garden, and Glenn was just walking around in circles and circles with his head, and I could almost just fill in the gaps.
Yeah, right.
It was just clearly there was something very simple that needed to be agreed by everybody, but John didn't agree, but Steve, Paul, and Glenn do, and Glenn is the mediator,
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just,
what would cause someone to be that tightly wound though? Like you got success, like you're not struggling on the streets, you got a name, people respect you. Like what is the deal?
I just think it's just John is like a lot of singers. John is that a really explosive mixture of 50% absolute arrogance, thinks they're the greatest thing on toast, and then 50% crushing insecurity. And at any moment, they're going to get found out that they're not actually as good as anyone thinks. And it's like, it's just that a lot of singers have that because they don't have an instrument. So like if I'm playing and I fluff up, I can go, oh, it's the guitar. Yeah, it's the guitar. It wasn't my fingers or anything like that. But when you're just singing into a mic, I imagine that feels really quite naked. And like Lydon throws up before going on stage a lot because he gets so nervous.
Yeah.
That's not the first time I've heard of a singer doing that, but that's still horrible for anybody.
Yeah, but I just wish he'd be a bit more honest.
Yeah, right.
And that's the other thing. He lies an awful lot about things that I was stood there when they happened, and I see him on telly saying something, and I think that's not how it went down, John.
Oh, jeez.
It's like that isn't the case. The whole thing with Matlock getting fired, he wasn't fired. He'd had enough of Lydon not listening to his ideas, despite the fact that he wrote 10 of the 12 tracks on Nevermind the Bollocks, and just telling him to drop dead all the time and all this sort of stuff. And there's a guy, this is the real story, okay? So this is, you can read whatever you like in documentaries and all that sort of thing. Here you go. He was at the 100 Club, Glenn, and there's a guy called Mike Thorne, who was the A&R department in EMI, and he's the one that bought the Pistols to EMI.
Right.
And when all this shit with John and Glenn butting heads, just was going on. Mike took him aside and had a little word with him, and he said, "Glenn, I hope you sort this out because the band will be better with you. However, we know that you're the main songwriter and that you've come up with, pretty much all the tunes. And so if you can't handle it, EMI would like you to know that we will sign whatever band you bring to us, and it'll be good money." And so he goes away with that in his ear. He's only 18 years old, remember?
Yeah, true.
And so yeah.
It just blows my mind. Any of these bands with major success. I mean, barring something like what Poison went through when they brought Richie Kotzen in, and he wound up banging Ricky Rocket's woman. I could see a big thing like that happening, and can you imagine someone hitting on Linda McCartney, in front of behind Paul's back? How long would that last? You know what I mean? But as far as going in directions and you should be so grateful to the people around you that help you get to where you are. I don't care who the band is.
Yeah, EMI stayed true to their word, and they signed the Rich Kids, which is the one with Glenn, Midge, Rusty Egan, and Steve New in it. And the Rich Kids were at the time signed for the biggest amount of money in EMI's history up to that point, 1978. Wow. And and it gave them all good careers. Let's face it. I mean, I'm still working with Rusty in Visage. I still work with Glenn. Poor old Steve New's gone now, unfortunately. But yeah, they're all good. And it says, David, is it true that Johnny did not have a call? That's another thing as well. It's like, no, everything they did for that Pistols documentary, they did it by the book. You can't just go and do it without talking to the person there. It's his reaction that made them go to court and have to say, well, can we use the songs then? But because in 1988, when they got together to sort of try and work out all the Pistols' finances, they did a deal with each other that says if 3 members want to do something and 1 member doesn't, it gets done. It's democracy. Right. And I know that Glenn didn't particularly want to do these Guitar Hero things, where you have to re-record for Guitar Hero game. So Steve, Paul, and John went off to LA and recorded the Pretty Vacant and Anarchy for the Guitar Hero game. So that was the thing when that went. Now the thing with John is when it didn't work out for him, i.e., they got this quite staggering offer for to do this. Let them do this documentary. John didn't want it done, but the other 3 did. And so, but because it was John's turn to not be the one having something that he wanted to do. He hated it. But of course he was asked, and he was even asked if he wanted to come on tour with them for this thing. But it's
just amazing how some bands can work through the difficulties. I mean, if you want to take an example, look at Fleetwood Mac. I mean, they were banging each other and everything, and they still put their professionalism first.
Yeah.
And, respected each other enough to, not destroy the band and break it up.
Mick Fleetwood even had a period of time where he was knocking off Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
I've heard about that, yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell?
Yep.
Oh, man. And then she jumped to the Eagles and banged 2 Eagles.
Yeah. Don Henley, wasn't it? Wasn't it Don
Henley? And Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
She had a kid. She almost had a kid with Don Henley. That's what the song Sarah's about.
Right. And I know that she wrote, has anyone ever written anything for you for Joe Walsh?
Right.
I didn't remember that. I know the song, but I didn't know it was about Joe.
You put Stevie Nicks as almost probably like the female Gene Simmons, as far as record of people who've been, with her and stuff, and how many girls have been with Gene. It's like no comparison. Lemmy, I think, is up there too.
Another one that was
been with a lot of women, rock star.
The thing I often found quite annoying was that when I was drumming for an otherwise Hey, it's Brian.
Hey.
When I was drumming for an otherwise all-female band, punk band, and they're called Compact Pussycat. They were, and
Nice.
it's great name in it. And sorry, now Brian's up. I've completely forgotten what my point was.
Let's see. The last thing I remember, we were talking about how Stevie was boinking
Sorry.
everyone.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. I was going to say, yeah, and on tour with those girls, yeah, they were way worse than anything I could come up with in terms of debauchery and stuff. I can't tell you hardly anything that went on the Compact Pussycat tour, but I'm telling you, if you think women musicians are shrinking wallflowers, you'd shit your pants if you got onto a bus with
Talk
those
to the
girls.
lady who wrote the book Plaster Caster, you know?
Yeah.
Cynthia Plaster-Caster. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I reckon even those ladies they were lovely and they were brilliant, but I think they'd scare Gene Simmons. I was immune because I was one of them for that moment, you know.
Yeah.
I think most guys in bands are guilty to one point or another.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, my conscience has always been clear. Whenever I was on tour and I was, you know, hooking up with ladies and stuff, I always had a way of making sure that I was with someone who really did want to do this, and it wasn't just like in the morning they were going to go, "Oh no."
Yeah, right.
I don't want to be anyone's regret. That's not good. That's not good. But hey, you know, it's so yeah. And I'm friends with a lot of them. On my Facebook. It's littered with women across Europe that I've had one really good night with, but they still say things that they think I might be interested in, you know. And it's not. It is a friendship, you know.
Nice.
It might be based
you
on
are bonding in some way or another, man. I mean, like literally.
This is true.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit I ain't no rock star, but I'd say about maybe 75% of my ex-GFs we're still friends. We get on occasion, and we're good with each other.
I'm on good terms with all my exes.
Yeah, I've always had a. Maybe you guys are the same, but I always get out before it gets to the point where they hate me.
I don't want to be anyone's regret is a good song line. Write that down.
Yeah. Yeah, if I feel the fire's up. Go, Brian.
I was good.
How you doing, Brian?
I'm good. It's nice to see you. With my exes, I'm both like the one that got away and also like the bullet that they dodged. One and the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Jewel of the Orient touring through Tokyo.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've always had this worry, Brian, that there'll be a bunch of girls in a pub one time around a table. I don't want to be the story that starts, "Oh my God, I went out with this guy once," and then there's
I'm such good friends with my exes that they introduced me to their husbands, and then their husbands kind of want to be friends, and I don't really want to be friends with them, and it's just even I've had like exes, current significant others come to Japan, and I'm expected to entertain them for a day without their exes. It's like a cuck sort of move. I'm like, I don't want to fucking hang out with these people, but I shouldn't say that too loud because they'll know who I'm talking about.
Well, one of my girlfriends said she wanted me to meet her ex because she thought I'd find him interesting because he's really into films and stuff like that. And I said, oh yeah, that'd be good. And I said, yeah, I'd be well interested in meeting up and yeah, maybe we should have a night where we have a film night and stuff. But the weird thing is that he felt a bit weird about it. He was the one that felt weird, even though it was I would supposedly have been the one that would feel weird about it, but I absolutely didn't, because I just figured, well, he's an ex for a reason, I'm sure. But he's, if he's a good guy, as long as he didn't ever fucking, slap her or anything like that,
right.
Sure, if it's just a case that their fire went out, then you've still got loads of bits to your personality, haven't you?
I know one of my exes does live in Texas.
That's nice. In Austin.
For a fact. Yeah, I don't know. I actually probably near Dallas Fort Worth.
Hey, I have a really funny, salacious story from my past. I just remembered. So all this like exes, it just reminded me of a really funny story. I'm at Reverend Horton Heat's. I'm back at the Canes Ballroom, and
I played there.
Yeah, I know, amazing, David. That's so cool. That's so supremely cool, man. And you should see it now. Probably since the time you played it, and what they've done with it now, it's gotten a major, major facelift, and it's a really, really stunning venue. And of course, it has that spring-loaded like dance hall floor, and
Has it still got the curtain hangs down at the front?
Yeah. And it also has, they've raised the roof. I think there's been ceilings that they've installed and removed and installed and removed. But now it's high lofted ceilings. Anyway, let me back this story up just like a day. I'm back in town. I go have breakfast. I talk to a buddy who's waiting tables at this breakfast joint. And he introduces me to this girl. I don't really think much of her. She says, "Hi, nice to meet you." Then I go to this Reverend Horton Heat show the next day. She's there, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's you! It's you from the other morning." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're Jeb's friend." And she said, "Yeah, oh my God, you're so beautiful." And I was like, "Wow, thank you." And she's like, "Can I kiss you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, yeah, I guess, you know? And I start kissing this girl in the middle of the fucking dance floor at this concert who's smoking hot. And
20 years later, it turns out to be his wife.
No. So then, oh my God, should I tell this story? So then my friends are like, "Hey, let's get out of here.
Like this.
Freak Show is playing down the road, this funk band that we all love, Freak Show." And they're like, "Let's go see the show." And I'm like, "I'm leaving, you know?" And she's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "My buddies are leaving, and I don't see them that much. I got to hang out with them." She's like, "But I'm right here." I'm like, I know, I don't know, fuck it. And I'm like, "Guys, I'm going to stay here." And they're like, "No, you're not. You're coming with us, bro. Come on." I'm like, "Fuck," you know? So I go down to this other show. I see this funk band that I've seen 1,000,000 times, and I'm thinking about this girl. And finally, both the bars sort of spill out into the street, and there she is again, and she's like hammered, like pretty fucking hammered. And I'm pretty hammered for that matter too. And she's like, "Oh, can you get me a ride home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I think my friend was driving. I was like, 'Hey, can you drop me off at her house?' So we drop off. She's like, 'Come inside.' And I'm like, okay. So I go inside, and I'm sitting on the couch. And as I'm walking up to the door, there's like little basketball goals and little bicycles and tricycles. And I'm like, "Wait a second, do you have a kid?" And she's like, "Yeah, is that an issue?" And I'm like, No, not at all. Where's your kid?" She's like, "She's at my good parents' house." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I sit down on the couch, and she just like jumps on top of me and she starts making out with me. Then the fucking front door busts open, and there's a dude fucking shouting at me going, "Oh, fucking A.
Oh,
Go ahead. Bring home whoever the fuck you want to here." And she's like, "Well, fuck you. Get the fuck out of this house." Sorry, Paul.
It's all good. Keep going.
And I'm like, "Oh my God, I got to fucking, I was like, I didn't know, you know, I had no fucking clue." And he's like, "Go ahead, you fucking blah, blah, blah." He's screaming at her. I'm like, my heart's about to, you know, jump out of my chest. He grabs out, he's like, "We're done. We're over. This is it." And he slams the door and leaves. And I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?" And she's like, "It's nobody. Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "No, it's time for me to go." And she's like, No, don't go. I love you."
Oh no! See, you were the deal breaker.
Two things in the chat to address. Johnny L. Johnny L. He said, "All my exes live in Texas." Well, that's mine. I'm still in touch with her, but she's a lovely
Texas ex.
She's cute.
And then Dino Van Jack 666. Yeah, David, can I ask you if you know why did Johnny say that he wrote all the songs for the Pistols thing. Well, I guess he feels that his lyrics are the songs. So on that level, he basically wrote all the lyrics for all 12 songs on Nevermind the Bollocks, except Pretty Vacant, which was written by Glenn, and it was Glenn's tune, it was Glenn's lyrics, and I believe John altered one line, and he did make it better, because there's the bit where it's "Stop your cheap comments, because we know what we feel," was what John turned it into, whereas Glenn's thing was "Stop your cheap comments, we're going down the pub," which isn't as good. And so, yeah, but it's basically the music was almost exclusively Glenn. Steve Jones would come up with a few things. "I'm a Lazy Sod" is one of his. "Did You Know Wrong" is one of Steve's. And but yeah, "Anarchy," "Pretty Vacant," "God Save the Queen," "EMI," they're all Glenn Matlock compositions.
This is absolutely correct. Very correct, William. It is the panel of champions.
Hey, Brian, I got to ask you something. You had posted a picture on your Facebook, I don't know, maybe a couple months back. It popped up on my thing, and I was really amazed because there were you standing in a crowd of like 1,000 people. You were in the center of like, it was some big presentation or maybe a convention or something, but there were you in the center with like 1,000 people around you. I'm like, Brian looks like he's a big deal over there or something. Like it was some kind of, I don't know if it was a work job related thing or what, but you were right in the center around all these people. I just got to hear what that was about.
Oh, well, I just, I'm the expat community, even though that's not my entire world of people,
right.
And that's not who was in that community, or not in that photo, but Tokyo's enormous, but it's also not such a small city if you've lived here a long time and you've survived all the transient passings of friends and families that come and go through the city. So I'm pretty well connected, and I organize
Yeah, but I mean, it
things.
looked like you were almost the star of the show. I mean, it looked like people were there to see you, or you have name recognition over there or something. Is that true? Or
No.
Can I
it's just.
Can I repeat my request? Where William wasn't here when I said it, but if you remember when we were talking about Joe, I was saying, I really like William to do one of his.
I love William.
Do one of his top of the pops, AI things, but with Joe on it and what have you. So William, if you're listening, if you're still here,
good to see you.
I really like those top of the pops things. I thought the one you did a Beetle Babe was brilliant because she looked ace. She looked fantastic on that.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, it's a cracker! It's a cracker. He's done it really well.
I've seen a couple,
but this is Joe Guest, right?
Okay.
This is from her DVD.
Yeah,
right. If you put in Joanne Guest and do one of those top of the pops things, she'll love that, and I'll send it to her.
And on that note, I know, gang, I don't want to leave either, but the fact of the matter is I got to get up early for work.
No problem.
So a little over 2 hours. This has been a killer panel, a killer audience. You guys are great. Thank you very much, like I said, David, for allowing me to share the video. First time anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world, yeah.
We literally have people around the world.
But if you can radio silence it now, Paul, until it comes out, that'd be great.
Hey, Paul, before you go, I just want to give William a shout out because on one of his videos, he mentioned an album that, I was like, man, he was like, I learned something from it. So, William, I just want to tell you, man, because you mentioned this album, I went to go look for it, and I wound up having a copy of a record that you taught me about. So, honestly, about that new song that's on TikTok, I had no idea, and William was smart enough to know all the lingo about it and stuff, because I don't watch TikTok at all, but to know about this album, so I appreciate that, William.
I want to thank everybody for being here. Seriously, you guys, I do love this show. I love the people on this show. This is a community and a safe haven. And I don't put up with a lot of drama bullshit. I don't mind a little troll fun once in a blue moon, but we try to be, I don't want to say it completely safe because I like being dangerous too, but just a more relaxing environment where we can be ourselves. That's what the hell this is all about.
Well, when the trolls are directed at me, I just kind of love it because it means you've made someone feel something, even if it's not good. I enjoy making people happy as much as I enjoy annoying people because they think they should be
David, you know what? Sometimes it's fun being the subject of somebody's video because you know what? You're in their mind so much that they actually took the time to edit and do. And wow, I mean, I'm touched, honestly. Whenever that happens, touched.
Yeah. There's an Oscar Wilde quote, isn't there? The one thing that's worse than being talked about is not being talked about.
Yeah.
Right. No news is good news.
Correct. And on a good note, I love you, gang. Take care.
Love
God
you.
bless. We're hoping for a show maybe Tuesday
Awesome.
night after our show.
Psycho's Platters is a Love Peace production.